Welcome back once again, my friends, and thanks so much for tuning in. This is Hambbage, and we're going to play some more Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft. Glad to have you back in the audience, and I hope you are doing well. I see we still have the thank you screen up. Just for official notice, we are starting soon, as in now. All right, let's get going for a very scientific episode of Minecraft in our slow cooker world. And I mean, loosely, that's kind of accurate because one of the things we want to do today is look at copper. Now, Minecraft is boldly saying how scientific it is in that splash screen, and the fact is, copper is a, a metal that I don't know that people really wax very often, but that's one of the things we want to take a look at today. What we first want to do, though, is take a look at what happens to coal when you hit it with a fortune axe repeatedly. Um, the intent being to jam up every single furnace and area that we have with blocks of coal. Um, so we don't have to worry about fueling things anymore. We can just load them up and let them cook. Um, and we talked a little bit at the end of the last episode about, um, kind of next steps. I mean, a part of me just while I was on my break here was thinking, oh man, I can't wait to get back out there again. We want to fly. We want to tear around. I want to find that jungle bamboo. I want to see if we can't get back out and breed some goats. One of the advancements, I had associated it to the when pigs fly advancement. I think I'd said in the notes when we were first reading, I kind of just dismissed it out of hand. I was like, oh yeah, goats in a boat, and they finally wanted to get something back for when pigs fly, when you had to have a saddle on a pig and jump it off a cliff. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You just put the boat down, goat gets in it, you get in with it, and boom, you got it done. I saw that done on another channel. It looked very entertaining. We can certainly do that, but if we're going to go do that, I'd also like to breed them so that we get that out of the way. And of course, if we're doing that, and while we were looking at the consumables chest, it was like, well, berries for foxes and all that. I do think there's other berries as well, and we do have now a couple of mine shafts. We didn't find any berries. We didn't even find many chests in our mine shaft that's right under our base. At least we haven't yet. I don't know that we've exhaustively explored it, but the parts that we haven't. I think to save the most damaged for last. It doesn't really matter. I want to get this coal done. So we'll fortune some coal here for as long as we need to, and kind of talk and spitball, and maybe I can make up my own mind what we want to do. So there's all that. There's getting back out there as soon as possible and playing with the new stuff, having a blast, and don't really want to forget where. Not that I know, like on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, you just turn left, and then you're at that. I mean, you guys saw me coming back from the underwater adventure. I was totally lost and just going off coordinates. So time won't make a huge amount of difference. But of course, on the flip side of that, I want to be getting more. Oh, those are already done. I want to be getting more sand or sandstone of the red and regular varieties for our tower building project. I don't want to abandon this base. We're just getting going, and that's what happens so often in people's vanilla worlds. Oh, it's 117. We're on to the next thing, and whatever the projects that were being worked on are just left on the scrap heap and moved on from. we don't even have a trident yet. That's another thing that we need to get knocked out. So see how that block of coal, I just think, it's not a lot for the game to look at what things are in the inventory. It's already doing that to evaluate that. Oh, let's go put this away. Sorry, bit of a sidetrack, but we don't need to take up an extra stack for one piece of obsidian. Yeah, it's just, it seems so straightforward that, instead of just highlighting it white as opposed to red, which it can still do, but put the things that you can actually build at the top of the list. But minor, again, on the heels of what seems to be another great update. One second. Excuse me. What seems to be on the heels of another great update. I don't want to be nitpicky about that, but it's an embarrassment of riches, right? You have so many options now in the recipes. It's kind of nice when it pops up the stuff that you're actually trying to just quick produce, so you don't have to scroll through pages. I had been wondering a little bit. This is again off. What are we doing now? And more into the split of what had been the 117 update, which was ambitious as heck. Think about the previous updates. The Nether was big, certainly, and they added a lot of stuff, and maybe that's part of what gave the confidence. But the idea of doing the cliffs and the caves together and introducing all those new mob types, certainly the team is capable of it, and Corona stuff being what it is, but then the massive world change. If you're looking at modifying the entire world that the game builds by elevating and lowering the I'm going to try to remember to switch out the shovel this time. Let's just do these 20. Should remind us. That's massive, and I'm glad that they split it up as they did, and kind of, right from the start, hey, we don't have enough cycles to get this done the way we want to. They didn't just go with so what we're going to do is dump something that's half finished and buggy in your laps, and just pretend like we were surprised that it didn't work. No, they acted like a group of adults at a company, not like the kids that they're targeting their game for. And I just came out and said, hey, the timeline's shifting, but what we wanted to do, instead of just saying, hey, it's going to be 2 years, we're giving you part of it now. And so that was great. My concern, and I don't know, again, I'm not the person that's hanging on every word. I like the updates and stuff when they come out. Hey, this is what's on the horizon, what's coming shortly. But I didn't know exhaustively, as you guys saw. I wasn't hanging on every bit, and so certainly missed some stuff in those first few episodes when we were bouncing around trying to find natural powder snow and stuff like that. So it's very possible to do. I did, but I do wonder how much. Granted, they have I know that the caves were supposed to have like flowing rivers that you could raft on. Cool. I can't wait to see that. And of course, the warden and the cabin, whatever that is, deep in the mines. All that sounds really awesome to look into. But what what else is going to be out there to play with in the update when, if they've split it like that and they're going out. The the mountain reforming is supposed to also include the natural powder snow, so there should be some snowy slopes or whatever they're going to be that could potentially get you stuck a little bit. You have to work your way out of. So I don't know. I'm intrigued to see. Again, I'm always pleasantly surprised when I get through the content. My biggest fears whenever updates are coming is that it gets too cluttered, and I think as much as anything, I've been concerned about the caves. What does that do? But they're very due a refresh. They're iconic in so many people have. Minecraft has been a part of their childhood or their adult lives, varying amounts of both. When something does, it fills that much of your worldview or your reality, it's pretty intimidating to know a change. The things like even the Nether a little bit. It's an advanced part of the game, right? That everybody that has played any kind of survival Minecraft, from the littlest kids on up, you're gonna have stumbled into or gladly jumped into a cave at some point to explore and to go get coal and iron, all the necessary stuff for your game world. So and I think they take that seriously. I hope. It seems as though they do, but I hope that continues here when when we do get the new content. That it's not just massive, and I know it varies a little bit world to world, but as the 117 showed, I've been getting hammered with abandoned mine shafts. And I don't know if that cycle's based on seed or what. I don't know enough, but it certainly has seemed to me like they have gotten much more accessible. And I mean accessible in they're all over the place. You can't go far without finding them. Villages too, but then every time I say that, I launch a world and it's like, I can't find, whatever. Maybe then you have all pillager towers, so there's still enough variety left, and it leaves some room for speculation. The other thing you always have to think about when you're looking backwards is, were you just less experienced in the way that you were doing your exploring, and therefore less likely to see. And the gear, all that has changed. Having feather falling, where you can kind of just jump willingly into ravines and try to get as deep into caves as possible, see what all is down there, and go on to the next one. So there's some of that too, but it does seem to me that we get a lot more of the added in features, and when that happens, not that it's a bad thing, but there's less of that sandboxy Minecraft feel each time. Each time you add more and more stuff, there's less just untouched terrain out there that's just, oh yeah, I'm in the desert and it's just a beautiful natural desert with nothing there. It's one of those things that I think you much more often see in take some of the open world RPG stuff, Skyrim or Fallouts or um, man, I'm totally blanking. Grand Theft Autos. All those that have these massive worlds, and they're borderless, and there's no on rails aspect. You have quests and things that try to get you to the right areas for your level and all that, but there's no right or wrong way to explore the world. And you can go off quest and just go digging around and find treasures and all that kind of stuff. But as those worlds get built, there's almost a fear that, oh, if characters go in here and don't find something, if there's not hidden loot every virtual 25 yards, then people are going to call it unfinished or underpopulated. And Minecraft is awesome because it's not jammed with stuff. You get to jam it with stuff. And my biggest concern, anytime we're looking at any of the updates, we are totally getting jammed up here. Or is this... Last time I said that, it was my mouse dying. Now I'm worried it's my keyboard's turn. I don't know. How often do you think those go in order? Anyway, we seem to be going now. I put the little feet things down so that my keyboard is more angular. That would have zero to do with it, but it felt like the right thing to do. A little change. A little ergonomics. Never hurt anybody. So yeah, that's always my biggest concern going into change in a game that I love it. I'm so delighted with getting the chance to continue to play Minecraft as much as I do. And I know people grow out of it, or you go through times in your life, but I hope it remains one that will be there waiting whenever our lives get busy and pull us away, that it will still be here waiting for us when we're ready to come back to it. A little sappy. Little sappy, I know, but yeah, that's been for years now. I've been worried and always ended up feeling pretty okay about. Hey, they did a good job. The world doesn't feel like it's just a place to display the new content, and they do a good job of balancing it. Like in this update, there's a lot of copper and some of that all over the new chunks, but there's enough stuff scattered that you don't feel like you still got to do some hunting, right? We had to go looking for glow squids, and we happened to have an axolotl right on top of it that actually fought it with us. But we found one geo pretty easily, and then couldn't find any others. Same with the dripstone. The first little bit we found pretty early, but then it was like, oh, okay, was that it? So, yeah, I love the variety, and I didn't feel like when we were out flying around looking for snow that we were in a dramatically changed world. There were new textures and things, but it was still Minecraft, and that felt pretty good. So I hope that continues, and I hope it's well received. The second part is kind of where we got started on this, without potentially having all the new critters and all that stuff, with all that getting jammed forward into this half of the update. I hope the audience remains receptive and gives positive feedback when we get the more terrainy side of the update in, what they say, winter? I think that's the holiday season is when they're looking for that. So we'll see. But I mean, very positive so far. Again, I think my only real complaints have been nitpicky. I thought that they oversaturated the number of advancements by effectively making multiple advancements for doing the exact same thing, and could have collapsed those a little bit to make them more meaningful. I don't. I'm still undecided about why we have deep slate ores that are different from the others. Like, is there a functional difference that's coming between those? Something that would make it meaningful, or is it just purely cosmetic difference that's going to bloat inventories and drive people nuts? Don't know. We'll see. But honestly, I think those are the two little bits. I loved seeing the logs in the abandoned mine. I remember when we were running around and saw some like elevated wood platforms that weren't like the, just the bridge span kind of things that you sometimes see when a mine connects with a ravine. These were just, like two, maybe 3 blocks up off the ground. But then there were just like random logs holding them up. Awesome. Just tiny little tweaks that go, yeah, we're adding in stuff on. And then when we went under the ocean and found that there was a ravine right with that second geode, the bridge type sections that would have gone through the ravine and were instead out in the ocean, they had chains holding them up. So there's little tweaks like that go into it that I love. Those, as cool as all the other stuff is, the goats I was so happy with that they're not just hoglins with fur in the mountains. I did not want to feel like, oh, hey, here's a mob that's just going out of its way to try to bounce you around and grief you. So that seemed very good. Love the amethyst stuff. Those are cool. Haven't really even considered, why, other than getting the spyglass, why else do I want the little crystals? And maybe those can be combined into the larger blocks. I don't know. We'll find out. Do we want to farm the dripstone stuff for lava? What, that could replace all this coal if we've just got lots and lots and lots of buckets constantly filling with lava. Maybe that's the thing we want to do. I don't know. But I want to do it all. Most importantly, I want to find a jungle with a bamboo thing. A streamer that I was watching that didn't care at all about that, just like willy-nilly flies, like, oh yeah, we're in 17, he's looking for something, it's total Minecraft, right? He's looking for something else, and first place he finds is a massive jungle, and like right there is like, I look up and there's a hilly bamboo jungle bamboo forest sitting right there. I was like, oh man, that's how it is. Some worlds you got too much of that, and you're like, I can't use it. That was it. This guy was like, his world is massive and old and lots of stuff going on in it, and he was concerned because as the game releases, things like Optifine aren't current, right? That makes sense. They don't have a new release. Full? Not full. It's okay though. Full. Not quite full. You don't even have one. So good. Now we don't have anything over at our darkroom spawner, which is going to be a concern, but let's check this one out here. Pretty close to full. Hey, S'more. I know I hardly got to talk to you yesterday or in the last episode. I'm sorry. We were busy with stuff. I'll give him some of those little like liver treat things, whatever they are that cats go crazy for. That'll be fine. Alright, there's that one. Let's leave you, Smoker, for now. Ooh. Ooh. Well, all that I said about, yeah, we're going to have coal forever. Not exactly forever. But we got next stuff to do. Let's put those down. Now, do I have anything left in any of these? No. So, I think this is what we were missing. We got to make blocks. Okay. Now, before we goof this up, I leave this. Oh, it's right here. You go back in here. Already put the elytra away. Okay, so we got that. Do I have all the tools? Okay, now it's good time to sleep. Right? Are we ready if we sleep? Let's do what we said we were gonna do. Now, I don't know what of any of these we may or may not need, so I'm just trying to grab a little bit of everything. Can we just do this? Does that do anything? No. Why would we want to turn our honey into sugar? Let's try this. I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, so maybe it's honeycomb then. Let's sleep. We'll go. Would you monster me? Oh, that's because of the stupid Enderman again, isn't it? Yeah, that bed really isn't much use anymore. But that means I get more nights with the doggies. And nights with the doggies is wonderful. Alright, just in case, we'll pull the sword. See one creeper. Let's retreat just a bit. That's a lot of bees. Okay. Everything else looks clear. There's a creeper way down there, but I don't think he's going to bother us. So... Okay, if I now go... cooked yet? Can't really tell. Oh. Oh, now I gotta cook it? You can see I don't use the campfire method of cooking much anymore. It's because you can burn yourself on it. Much, much safer. Alright. Done yet? Oh, hey, don't you guys go get burned. Oh, it's still not there. Look at them all. They're all... Might as well do the whole thing, right? Although I don't know if... I guess we should really wait and see if this is actually doing it. No, we're going to be in kind of big trouble, because I'm not going to know what to do from there. All right, start there. Still nothing around, right? So, let's try just plain honeycomb. Oh, there we go. Alright, so, in theory, and let's just, so we just put wax, honeycomb, I guess that makes more sense. Honeycomb goes on the copper, and what that should do, it's kind of like sunscreen, right? You're basically like sealing the copper, and I don't know if we'll see the difference here. But that's waxed block of copper. This is block of copper. And as I understand it, the waxed copper will not tarnish or corrode or, turn green, right? That's the kind of the deal. So, now that it's waxed, we can use it to make waxed cut copper slab, and waxed cut copper stairs. And remember all those, because we can also make the same knot. And you can use the wax, as I understand it. We're gonna go wax up all of these right now, because we got the wax, and then they're just done. And that seems to me like the way to do it. So that's how we're going to do it. After we get this creeper's XP. And maybe some gunpowder. Oh, we got a level. So, there we go. 26 minus 19 equals 7 last I checked. Now, if you wanted to age things up a little more, you can then unwax by right-clicking with your axe on the copper bar, and that will scrape it off. So we got the two advancements there, wax on, wax off. Again, that was another one. It wasn't quite as glaring as the look at 3 different things through your spyglass, but kind of along the same lines. Like, all right, now put on and then take off a wax on a coating of wax on a Now, I'm going to hope that bees have continued to get smarter as time has gone by. I used to have problems with losing bees. I'm not as worried about it here because I'm more worried about our little flint and steel lighter here gonna get all the way through. Now we can just rebreed so easily that we're not too worried about the overall population. But it used to be, you know, I'm getting started, I'm just got my bees going, and then they would it'd fly into the fires and take damage and die. And I was like, this is awful. So I would, you know, like do one at a time, super quick and careful, remembering the time that we accidentally tried to harvest without a fire. I'm gonna carefully stop. It kind of sounded like it had a little bean dinner. It was tooting. Oh, this is great. Alright, now we just gather up. Wondering how many were left to dangle on the top. I think it looks a little better from that regard. Looks like most of them went out one way or the other. So a few more back down this way. So we got lots of honeycomb that can be our wax for future copper, or can be our candles. Okay, we can at least combine these. All right. And for anybody who's wondering, the reason I did the other bit was there we go. Droppers searched, beacons. Oh yeah, lectern we still haven't done. There's a campfire or something, right? Maybe now I'm just missing it because we've already done it. Smoker. Campfire. 5. Hey. So we're knocking off a few of these zeros along the way too. Which is cool. Should we make a... Do we have a cake? I think we actually made a cake, didn't we? I just don't think we've eaten any of it. Anyway, this is kind of silly. Did all that. We got our new... That is the cow box. Oh, you know what else we need? Oh, Oh. Oh. I'm all over the place. Okay. You go in there. We didn't do this yet, but I totally wanted to. The end of 2 episodes ago. So we want one of these. Oh, are they all still downstairs? Man, do I have any leather? No leather. Come on. Really? That's what you get for making too many books. Alright. Well, at some point we're going to have to remember to do cows again. The whole bees thing made me think of the whole farm. Our villagers over in the lodge are probably so scared and worried. Where are they? Our fearless leader Hambbage hasn't been back to see us in so long. Alright. So, this is what I meant to do. I guess I really didn't need that frame, huh? Wow. No. No. Oh. This may kind of be a waste on a golden apple, but it seems like our most worthy thing. I don't know. You think that emits light? Like, should we go... Let's make another one. Depending on how these come out, I mean, I've never been one to deal with like squid farms or anything like that, but that that might be the one to do it. Although, as far as I know, you really don't you don't have much of an opportunity, or as much as you do with a regular squid spawning. We want this dark. Oh, dark 30 kind of dark. All right. Let's put a torch for now so you guys can see something. That is pretty awesome. Wow. Um, hope I'm going the right way. Oh my goodness, excuse me. It was a very late caffeine day, so apologies. All right. Bones, string, gunpowder. I'm just thinking of how I want to implement that. How I want to first implement that. So many ideas coming to mind right now. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to do anything with it at the moment. But the potential there is fantastic for outdoor, out in the middle of nowhere stuff, where you can have an object like that lit up. That is just incredible. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. Since we're smooth stone slab, we got burned on that before. What is going on? Did they change the night cycle? Seriously, it's like every single time we turn around to go outside, it's new night. Alright. I don't know how many of these we want or need, but I want to do a little checking. I think that was sticks. Right. Alright, I'll throw you something. Okay, now, if we do that... Man, I thought we could... I thought you could do some kind of item on armor stands or something. Maybe that was just a mod or... I can hit it. I can look at it. Well, that's a shame. Because I had really hoped to... like somehow mount a spyglass or telescope out on a stand, you know, and have it just be out there for observation and stuff. That being said, though, we've got... Suits armor. We really do need to do cows, though. Yeah, still bummed, though. And I would have liked... to have a suit, a display like that. Got two more. Oh, I forgot about the leather. I don't think I want leather, though. I mean, like, how many times does... would you ever see a leather... like, you know, if you went to a castle or something, it's not like, hey, check out this awesome suit of leather armor that we've got. You might in a museum, you know, like, hey, these are actual field uniforms, but even then, more likely they'd be like in a display case than... out on the deal. I don't know, maybe we'll make a full suit sometime, or, you know, suit display. There's that. We'll put the chain pieces there. I think this is... do that. This this is about as new for me as trying to figure out the banners was. Like, I might have done it once, but it was probably years ago when the content first came out, and I haven't really tried since. So bear with me. We're just gonna keep finding fun stuff to do. Oh, that could be great though. I don't even know what. How about purple? It's very royal, and it's conducive to the amethyst. Now, what was I? Was I saying that for item frames? What else did I need? Leather. Oh, I need. I need to make leather boots to put in my somewhere in my gear, so that when we do get the snow, I can stand on it without falling in. So, I don't know much at all about this, but we're going to give it a shot. Do I really not have any out here? How do I consume buckets so quickly? I guess I left a bunch over at the darkroom spawner, maybe? Okay, if I understand this right, we dump that in. We dye the water? Oh. We dye the boots? Got some purple boots. Okay. So that washed them. Now I'm out the dye. That's unfortunate. So the cauldron only empties. Or the cauldron only clears dye that's on your leather already. It's okay. We can deal with that. I don't know that I need to carry those around, though. It is a shame about the telescope. I mean, it's not like a crying shame. It's just a shame. Would have been cool, but I'm sure it would have been done to death, and we'd have already seen it if it was a real deal. Let's go put these smooth slabs away. Man, time is just flying by. Slabs go away. What are we going to do with all of our little waxed coppers now? I think longer term building. We'll put them in here for now. I think the only things that we can really craft out of those are the... let's go in there. Last thing we need is a creeper showing up, right? Bump, 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 bump. Try to get reset on equipment. Well, I don't know that we came to any great conclusions on what we're going to have going on. We may start rolling a bit like that, though. Oh. Of course it's not dusk. S'more, keep us safe. It's your job. Get some more beef ready. Pretty done with carrying around the stacks of pork. Again, nighttime. We can top there. I may still cook that here before we're done. So that would be in our consumables. I just don't want to... Now, do we have another? Oh, we got one... No? I thought we were up to 3 apples. 3 enchanted notch apples. I sure don't see a... No. Let's go with you. You're single. There we go. Got some cake eating. I also don't know that I want that. Buried in a possibly confusing shulker. I didn't put in the potions, did I? So we did pick up another enchanted when we were in one of the temples, right? And I thought I had the one framed and one backup. But I sure don't see it anywhere. Unless I left it at the far end of 117. Which is possible. I think we're pretty ready for everything. What, rescue gas, that could be very fun. Wither fight. It may be about time for wither fight. Cocktail we can do, we just gotta breed the turtles. And I usually like to do that as kind of a build out. That has the crying obsidian stuff, right? This is another one that it's like, why? If it's not valid for a game mode, why are we even bothering with it? But I don't know. Hardcore is a different beast, and proportionally, it's tiny amount of people that are actually playing with it. So I can't complain too much that we're having to do that. At least it's not like something you have to log into a server. I remember that from RuneScape. which is another game I really enjoy playing. But in case you guys can't tell, my style is pretty much solo, and particularly then when I was um, doing a bunch of, you know, other stuff than just working and gaming and all that. It was really a pain to then have to try to group up for quests. And Lord of the Rings Online made you do that on a couple of things too. More every once in a while, I'll still log in to that MMORPG. Lord of the Rings Online, dated now certainly, but just an incredible envisioning of a literary world. Had a great time with that game. I never played it too deep as far as the expansions and all that kind of stuff went. And I've had an account on there for don't even know how many years. But when I come back to it, I would. Now, I don't remember. What did we use on these to charge it? Was it quartz? I think it was something nethery, wasn't it? Tears? End crystals? And what's the point of charging it? This has been a long time. I mean, it just tells me how long it's been since the Nether update. Feels like it was yesterday, but it wouldn't be blaze stuff, would it? Quartzes. I don't have much confidence in any of these being it. This is one I may just go check. As it's not spoiler, I've done it before. I just can't. You like put them onto the sides to charge it up. But honestly, I don't even remember why. Why did you want it charged? It's like a deal to pull you back if you did die. Not in hardcore, obviously. You would get pulled to the anchor, but the charge part was something. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Don't be these. That's not it. That's not it. Kind of okay with it. Let's hour 4. All right. Well, let's wrap. I'm gonna take another break. I think I'm gonna keep going. I want to do something fun, but I don't know what it was. So that'll be a quick check while I'm away, and then maybe this is our fight. Maybe that's what we do. Reward all you guys for all the patience and hanging out as we go. Yeah. All right. Let's save and quit here. Let's get a thank you up here. Made by real people. See, and that's why I try to be so positive. I think it's very easy for any game developers to... Oh, you guys probably already saw that, but I did start talking about it after. Made by real people. I'm I get that there are some companies out there that are pure. They don't. It's like, do you guys even play video games? You're so clearly just making these to scrape by and then try to bilk a bunch of people out of their money to buy it with a ridiculous price that competes with full finished games. And it's like, what are you doing? But even those, you have to step back and distance, and yeah, you're a consumer and you have your right to not support those developers, or to not play that game or recommend it. But you should also remember those are people, and while it may not have ended up being the game that you or anybody, it may have been. Think about Fallout 76, right? When that came out, it was totally panned, and part of that was, how are you going to live up on the heels at that point of Skyrim into Fallout into, I think ESO had already been going for a while. So you had three very strong titles in a row, and then you have one that, it doesn't mean that around the office they were like, hey, let's go make a game that's going to be really brutal at launch. It said it didn't live up to the expectations and the hype, but try to remember those are still real people that are pouring years of their lives into making something. And if it's not right, you can always separate criticism from respect, and the fact that they created something out of nothing. That takes a lot. For all the people who are like, man, how do you not get bored in Minecraft? Well, imagine looking at a blank slate and being like, all right, we want to make a new intellectual property video game. No, not a spin-off of any other story. You guys just come up with something, and here's the lead designer. He's got a theme, and you guys need to make it happen. And between conversations around a table and some sketches, you guys shape, a world. And that's what a lot of people are. That would be my dream job. That would be my dream job. Well, it's really hard not to get burnt out in starting those kind of things from scratch, especially when you're working on a team and everybody's got to be going in the same direction. So keep that in mind. But again, I wanted to wrap this one up quick. Let's do it, because if we can get back out again, we'll try to figure out recharging up our beacon. Maybe we'll knock out a couple other advancements, maybe that big one. We'll see. I do want to do some setup for that, but not impossible to do in an episode, I don't think. So, although we may need more obsidian. We'll see. But for now, thank you guys so much. You all are awesome. Please, if you're enjoying, drop me a comment to let me know why. That means a ton, and I like to know what's resonating, what's not. I certainly do appreciate the likes. Please keep those coming too, and do feel free to subscribe to keep up with the latest and greatest going-ons, and see on your nice personalized front page there when my new videos drop. As you can see in the last week, it can be rather frantic. Otherwise, it may back off a little bit. So you'll stay in the loop. And we'll see you back here as soon as you guys are ready. If you're watching back to back, take a nice little break, get up, move around, and stretch your legs, get your eyes and your brain rested and recovered. And we'll see everybody back here fresh for one more episode in my day, and as many as you guys want to watch on your own time scale. So take care of yourselves, stay awesome, and if somebody out there can use it, give them a hand. We'll see you back here